Councillor Manzer.
Here.
Councillor Tudor.
Here.
Councillor Thurber. Here. Deputy Warden Ross.
I'm here.
And myself. So there's no regret. I'd like us to pause to seek guidance, please. And the mission statement.
During the pause.
To provide, promote, or facilitate municipal services that meet the community needs while preserving, supporting, and enhancing quality of life for all. The next is the agenda. Or is there any additions or deletions?
Yes, I'd like to add COVID-19 to 4.2 in business item.
Okay. Is there any others? Hearing none, would someone like to approve the amended agenda, please?
So moved.
Is there a seconder?
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. There are no delegations or presentations tonight. So the next is the minutes of March 29th. Is there any errors or omissions?
I motion to approve the minutes of March 29th, 2021.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. Any unfinished business from the minutes of March 29th?
I'm not sure if it's unfinished business or not, but were we able to contact Tab Sweet Financial about the interest rate, flexible interest rates for taxes?
Yes, and the system isn't capable of
No.
doing 2 interest rates.
Okay.
Any other concerns or questions from those minutes? Okay. Next would be the CAO report, meeting reminders. So the meeting reminders where May 4th will be bylaw policy. These are all at 5 p.m. May the 11th is committee of the whole. May the 18th is TIR followed by bylaw policy.
Warden?
Yes, sir.
The 18th. I'm going to try to make it here. I'll maybe a little late. I get the surgery on my right hand that day, but I should be open time and back. But if I'm not
Are they giving you conscious sedation or just freezing?
Freezing.
Okay. Because I was going to say if it's conscious sedation, you can't come.
No.
And one of the handy things of having a nurse is the word.
Our meetings won't be in council chambers, will they?
They will be Zoom from home.
So will TIR be on their Zoom meeting?
We will.
We will explore that. I don't.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
can't remember last spring. I don't believe we did our TIR meeting last spring. I'd have to check, but I will explore that with them.
But we will. That's something will be checked.
Okay.
And until we make later, we have to leave it right now.
Yeah.
May 25th is council again. June 1st is bylaw and policy, and June the 8th is committee of the whole. So you know that there's one that Matthew may not attend, and if so, if you're not there, we know we have your regrets because of you don't know how the day runs, or I hate to tell you
even
this.
get surgery because they may not let me in.
I was going to say, don't be surprised
Later in the day.
if they start canceling stuff, and then it puts everybody behind.
I have dental people too, and geez, someone will be getting chemo too.
Well, chemo will continue.
I hope.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that should. Same as like your dialysis. The next was the action items from the previous minutes. Sorry, from the, lost it. That's what I get for looking quickly. Unfinished action items from previous meetings. I knew I couldn't say that right. All right.
There was just a few letters, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
It was mainly, I was just trying to.
A bunch of letters.
Does anyone have any concerns or questions on that? All right, here it is. Sorry.
Capital.
So just to remind you, there's Nothing that jumps really up in front. So hearing none?
No, I'm good.
Okay. The next piece is the update on capital projects 2021.
Mhm.
Any questions on those? Remember, our new transit bus has been delayed to
Late June, July, and again,
Well,
that was prior to.
I was
Yeah.
debating how I could even say that, because the concern was if there was any delays in the province, it would make a delay for the bus, just so you know.
And this has been updated, so you'll see this report again at the end of May, but these are the final numbers for the fiscal year. Nothing will change until we pass our new capital budget at the end of June.
Yep.
So everything we did do came in under budget, and then just the bus was delayed. So,
Which isn't too bad.
yeah.
The next, the financial report. Could we have someone approve the March payables in the amount of $894,669.54?
So moved.
Is there a seconder?
Seconded.
Any questions, concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. Income and expense report March. Any questions, concerns? Hearing none, we will go on to bylaw, standing committee items. Bylaw and policy recommendations, approval of 1/4 of the operating budget. And it's right behind you if someone would like to move.
I move to approve 1/4 of the operating budget from the 2021-22 fiscal year in the amount of $2,316,302 for the purpose of providing spending authority and business continuity for the first quarter of the current fiscal year beginning April 1st, 2021, and until a full operating budget is presented and approved by council.
Is there a seconder?
Second that.
Any comments?
No.
Okay, we're using due diligence to do this, so I think that's smart of us.
Mhm.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. The next, our committee of the whole recommendations. The first is for the name change for for Old Route 217, which extends from Central to Sandy Cove to Old Post Road. Could someone move?
I'll move that we change the name of.
Just read that.
Move to approve the application for a name change of Old Route 217 Loop, which extends from Centerville to Sandy Cove to Old Post Road.
Just a minute, is there a seconder?
I'll second it.
Okay, now.
I thought we didn't want more than one road with the same name in the municipality.
We have several roads in the municipality. Lighthouse Road in your district.
Yeah.
Old Post Road is in different spots.
Okay, no, I just thought they didn't want more than one road with the same name.
We're
Okay.
going with what it's called now.
No, I was just going up through by Bear River and I saw the sign.
Old Post Road, yeah, Bear River Old Post
I
Road.
thought we already had an Old Post Road.
Well,
If it doesn't matter.
They're the first roads that were put in the
That
province.
one in Bear River, the Old Post Road, is actually Annapolis County,
Is it
that one. But the old
signs in
municipality?
Yeah.
Well, part of it's in Annapolis County then.
before you go, when you're on that exit to Bear River, there's a sign there that says Old Post
Oh, that's
Road.
an extension off of the Old Post Road to Mills Cove that goes
Yeah.
across that, yeah.
I would add, so agreed, normally TIR doesn't. This was the best out of the available options, I guess is what I would say. So that's also how we end up with multiple lighthouse roads and different, but it's the balance of trying not to have roads the same, but trying to keep it in some relatively to what the community called it.
It's just like when it came out, I did some checking or asking to have checked, because the piece of Culloden down to Roxville, if you asked us, we'd tell you it's Old Post Road. So Tyler and Kathy checked it. It's now called the Culloden Road. So, because that was a huge concern when I first thought, oh my gosh, right in the same district, a few miles apart. but that was
I
wrong.
went and checked it out myself. Actually, I drove down the loop and got out of my car, went for a walk, and I met a Dutch guy. So, all right, got to meet the local wildlife, I guess.
Actually, he lives down there.
Yeah, he seemed quite nice. I mentioned joining the fire department. His wife already has. Always working.
Any other comments or concerns?
No.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. Could we have someone move the CAO send an official letter?
I move to have the CAO send an official letter regarding safety concerns on Highway 101 to Tony Harvey, TIR Area Manager.
Is there a second?
I'd like to second that.
Any concerns or questions?
They'd
comments?
asked me a couple times why I hadn't written back, and I informed the class that the warden wanted to deal with it, and that she was
Yeah,
maybe
and
hearing something.
I sent emails to every one of them.
Oh, right on. Excellent. Right on.
I have sent that, we were sending a letter on to TIR.
I hadn't substitute taught that class in a few days, so I didn't know that.
I did that after our last meeting that we said we do it,
Oh, thank you
so
very
they
much.
should have all got, but.
Yeah, that matters
I'm
to
just
them.
doing
I
it in
appreciate it.
parts.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
Okay. But thank you for,
There's a multitude of problems from speeding, drug abuse, alcohol, and design. I think it's a little ABCD. Each one.
any other comments or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried.
Thank you.
The next is someone to move to send a letter to Tony Harvey with the concerns regarding the Roxville turn.
I I move to send a letter to Tony Harvey, TIR Area Manager, with council's concerns regarding the Roxville turn.
Is
Seconded.
there a seconder?
Seconded.
I mean, I know that's what you meant.
Yeah.
It's okay. I jumped it when I answered you.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second.
Any other comments or concerns? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried.
I was driving on the 101.
The next
I hit the speed limit, and I'm like 5 cars behind.
is we received a letter from the Village of Westport on name change of the library. What I wanted to make sure you were comfortable with the CAO, myself, David, and others to sit down and talk about this letter.
Yeah, there's a Zoom meeting they wish us to attend, just to discuss it. They wish to speak to anybody, all the partners, I guess.
And we're not going to say it's going to happen. They'd like to discuss this.
Mm-hmm.
So how does council feel?
I'm definitely interested. She did a lot to get that up and going. She quite famously got a helicopter load of books from one of the military bases, and they flew it in the helicopter to Westport, and that was about half of our original library was the military, and it was her letter writing that got the books for her.
Mm-hmm. I think. I
was
guess
her
at
dad,
this
actually.
point, would I add anything else?
That was a principal back then, school principal.
No, I think they're sending around the invite, or getting ready to send around the invite for it. Like you say, it's a discussion.
Yeah. And
I'm in favor of it, for sure.
I'm in favor of the discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not making any
Decisions.
ahead of time, of course.
No.
That's not our concern there. But I just wanted to make sure everyone knew this was coming up, and discussion will take place on the 13th of May at, if I say 9:30, it's at 10:30.
It's at 10:30.
1:30 to 11:30.
I have it on my agenda here.
Okay.
May 13th?
It's 13 right.
Yeah, May 13th. Zoom meeting.
Now, is any questions or concerns anyone wants to bring forward before we attend the meeting? Okay. The next, under correspondence, you saw the Georges Frank moratorium.
4.2.
Yep, I was glad to.
Oh,
Oh, 4.2, the most
Sorry. 4.2, COVID.
We wish we could skip it.
It was so easy just to
No.
glance at that. The province has put in some further conditions today. And so on that behalf, could I get a motion first that our meetings will go to Zoom for the month?
I motion that our meetings for the next 4 weeks, or the next month should go to Zoom meetings.
Is there a seconder?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary-minded, motion carried. Now about our municipal office.
I motion that our municipal office close for the month of May for the purpose of the COVID spread of the COVID virus.
I'll second that.
And, well, yes,
Can we just clarify that that starts at 8 a.m. on April 28th?
Okay. I motion that we close the municipal office at Monday, or effective April 28th at 8 a.m. till the
to June 1st,
till June 1st.
8 a.m.
8 a.m. 2021 to close the municipality because of the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus
to the public.
to the public.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? What we want is to protect the public and protect the staff. We know 90 of the cases today were from HRM, but it is moving around the province. And the best way to do it is to make sure everyone is safe, including our residents. Yes?
If we could just add to the motion before it's passed, or know if we need to amend the motion to include the airport being closed to the public.
Oh, gosh.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yep.
So I'll make another motion that we close the.
Just add it as an amendment.
Okay.
If you'd like to amend
Like
to include.
To amend the motion to include the airport.
Is there a seconder okay with the amendment?
Yes, I am.
Now we have to go back and motion.
No,
Nope.
now we have to move the amendment.
Yes, move.
Okay, so, all in favor of the amendment?
Aye.
Aye.
Contrary-minded, motion carried. Now we have the full motion, which includes the amendment. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary-minded, motion carried. Again, we're concerned always about our residents. Please wear masks. Don't go out of the municipality. The next is the advisory committee minutes. We got the Digby Remo advisory February minutes. Is there any concerns or questions on those minutes?
What about the George's Bank moratorium?
Oh my gosh. I was thinking I did that because I
Is that
A lot
started.
going on.
What was the Barrington Road?
Tried to do it.
Did I miss that?
Okay, the Georges Bank moratorium. They are thanking us because we have sent a letter, and they want to make sure that it to keep the moratorium on for our social and economic well-being.
And it sounds like it's got some legs too, from the sounds of it, especially with the new provincial government. I missed what was number 47? Jeez, I missed that.
47.
Bill
Oh,
47.
Bill 47.
Sorry.
We haven't got to it yet. The next is the municipality of Barrington, Bill 47, and what they sent to the Honorable Randy Delory on the standing committee, and they're writing an opposition of Bill 47, which amends the municipal act so that we can give accessibility
Money.
Fund businesses.
grants.
Grants to businesses.
The grants. Most of us know that the reason is they were looking at the big municipalities like Halifax or like Cape Breton Regional.
How are they going to have the money for something like? How would anyone have the money for something
Well,
like this?
Cape, they both have some money and they want to be able to do this. Right now they can't. So they want to change it, but what's going to happen? The smaller municipalities aren't going to be able to do it.
No.
And it just makes
It's
it
going to cause problems.
difficult. And So they have sent it in. I explained on behalf of council that we were not happy with it.
Can we add our name to?
But the NSFM has said that they are for it.
Can we add our name to Barrington's?
You mean, can we send a letter?
Yeah, or agree with Barrington's, right? What is it?
Yes.
So what Barrington did, the timing of this, you'll see, so Bill 47, actually, they called an emergency meeting, they were, when this happened. So the legislation is passed,
Yes.
right? Law amendments that the Liberals hold
Yeah.
a majority in the House.
Okay.
So law amendments has passed this legislation. What hasn't been passed is the regulations.
Yes.
So that the trend in the last couple of years of government is to pass legislation.
Work at the box
And then they develop the regulations after.
Mhm.
So the government has received a lot of feedback on Bill 47
Yes.
with concerns similar to this. So I think this will be one, and Tyler and I attended a meeting last week where through the AMA and our municipal advisor, there's been a lot of discussion around the concerns even as the regulations develop. So I think as that happens through the next year, through voices like NSFM, when we're invited to participate in consulting, whether it's filling out booklets or however that's going to look like, we will definitely be encouraging participation to try and have this heading in a direction that works for all of us.
I'm always good for a crazy screed at the public mic at the UNSM.
Well,
Sign me up.
I personally was very unhappy that the NSFM said that they were in favor of this. That's just my own personal feeling.
I think there will be some interesting discussions within NSFM outside of the province about how the support of this bill unfolded.
Interesting.
Very interesting. So, next, there's no general information items. So we went to the advisory committee minutes and reports, which I jumped to, and so the Digby Remo advisory February minutes are there. Is there any questions or concerns?
I really enjoyed that meeting. I was been looking forward to that committee, and I was very interested in a bunch of the things they said.
Okay. And then there are other council committees, there's nothing sent. Under the joint intermunicipal committee minutes reports, you have King's Transit, February minutes amendments, March minutes and financials, Tideview Terrace, February minutes and meal allowance, and the Western Counties Regional Library 2019-20 annual report. My question to you, George, is, has this meal allowance been discussed at your board level?
Not that I remember. I was surprised when I saw it on there. I didn't know what.
So 62.
What happened, there's some residents are concerned about residents and the food that they're serving apparently at Tideview. And as Tideview says, we only get $7.38 per resident per day.
Wow.
And when I'm reading that, as you go further down, I'm sort of concerned when she says if we do fresh food, that we may need more cooks or people to prepare food.
It takes a lot more time to peel potatoes than it is to reconstitute potatoes. That might be kind of what they're talking about.
But if we're talking about the concern of the welfare, my question, I guess, is why hasn't this been brought forward to the province from from Deborah Boudreau? I want to call her CAO, and I know she's not that.
I don't really have an answer for you, Linda.
Through the email, I think the person brought the concern to Gordon Wilson.
Yes.
Right, and that's how we were kind of looped in.
No, but my question would be, and that's what I'm asking you to ask, is has Tideview sent concerns over this to the province themselves? Remember, we're getting half the tree. Yes.
Aren't the families of the residents still allowed to bring food in for them? They have a fridge there and stuff?
Yes. but,
Yeah, well, with COVID, that's not necessarily allowed. You gotta check on
No, that's why I was checking to see and make sure.
and that's another one to ask George. They used to be allowed.
Yeah, are they still allowing people to bring food in?
George is writing down notes for his next meeting. I think he
That might just be the
missed your
problem.
question, Matt.
If there's no food allowed in because of COVID, then maybe those extras and stuff. I don't know. I've never heard of any. Nobody's complained to me about the food.
I've heard before that the food wasn't that great, but it's an institution.
I've heard
Same in the
about-
hospital.
Huh?
Same.
It's like us, yeah. Some of our food is terrible.
Or council.
But, I mean, but that's personal when I say that about institutional food. I don't find it always that great
We must be
Oh,
paying
we're
around
not.
$5 a person.
versus,
For.
yeah, but I'm talking about versus your family.
I'm not allowed to spend $7.38 a day.
But
5 minutes, 1
that
hour.
does seem like a very low, they said it was 7:43 April 1st, and it went to 7:38 November the 1st. That's dropping down, and food did not drop down. So, so
Yeah.
this is an important.
It's actually gone up a good click in the last year. It's
So-
look, it's still going up.
So, I mean, that, I'm not trying to start, where the thing came out, I thought I'd go through the board and just ask, well, his question, which I thought was a really good one, and yeah, it's just have they, because I'm sure when they were cut back 5 cents, that don't sound like a lot, but 5 cents times 90 residents, times 7 days a week, times 365 days a year, that can add up.
$407.
You know,
No.
in
Rain Man.
actual fact,
To a bunch of
you know,
matches on the floor.
I don't know how any place would do it for that, and I assume they all have to do the same, they're government run.
Because I wonder about the guys on welfare whose rent is $550 and then they have $50 to survive for the rest of the month.
Yeah.
That all the time I see that.
Okay, then, on the next piece,
Some no addiction like smoke, trust me.
the next piece, were outside boards, committee minutes, reports, which there wasn't any. So the next is, and Dark didn't finish up to Wednesday night, so that didn't get in there, that's why Dark's isn't there, they will be. Dark, as of today, just so everybody knows,
Uh-oh, what?
just give me a second, we just got this email, just,
It's making me nervous a little bit.
okay. Under Dark, came.
Derek, senior cards, ball hockey, open gym, and seniors day in May are currently canceled. They're still offering fitness classes and after-school programs for guidelines. Can't imagine school programs out, school shut down.
Prior to the 4 o'clock announcement.
Yeah, that's right. This is prior. Yeah, that's what.
So I'm just saying, that is what's happened right as
First started shut down.
that was at, it actually came in at 12:04 this afternoon. I'm sure there's another change, but I just wanted to let you know
Probably
that
harsher us all.
the seniors were so excited that they were back, and they really enjoyed themselves.
The kids too for the
Yeah.
track and field.
Linda,
Yes, sir.
or sorry, Ward, I guess maybe I'm just skipping through, but what are we gonna do with King's Transit? Now, I'm sure they're gonna make a decision tonight, but
Oh yeah.
didn't we keep our part of King's Transit open?
Let's do that again.
We have a meeting actually tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
Depending on what our
Are
staff.
we for doing that again? Then
Well,
we're gonna have that meeting.
We've got a meeting at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of discussion, what's
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Yeah, but do you need anything here to go up with, or?
Oh, okay,
Yeah, we
I
do
guess
like
maybe that's a
Yeah,
valid
that's my
point.
question.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What do you, I would think we would still stay open, but how
I'd
do
want
you
us to stay
feel?
open if possible.
If it's possible,
Yeah.
if we can do it the same as last time, I'm assuming we're
I
gonna,
mean, our bus is the bus that gets cleaned every 2 hours.
and you said before that last time people were happy that we kept it open. so I
Very,
thought-
very happy.
You're
It
pretty
kept
desperate
people
if you
going
need
to
the
jobs,
bus.
it kept things going. Where they weren't happy and where flack actually came from was from the Wolfville, Kentville area. They were upset that we could be open and they weren't. It wasn't that we were open, they were upset. Well, they can be open, why can't you guys be open?
Well, I see this shutdown's a little bit different this time. Things are open, it's just gonna be.
We're a little more experienced.
So people still gotta get to work.
We got
People still
contract
gotta
tracing
get
this
time
time.
to get stuff. It's just gonna be curbside. 25%.
We got a few things we didn't have last time.
Is everyone comfortable with me going back and saying we want
I'm
our bus to
comfortable,
stay?
Yeah, I was glad we did
And,
last time.
like I said, we will keep,
Strang wanted us to, remember?
Yeah.
Last time.
yeah, he was pleased that we did it. I mean, we want to just make sure everybody's safe.
Yep.
And that means wearing your mask. That means putting on a shield. That means putting cleaner on your hands as you come in. And hopefully you'll put it on as you leave.
But I'm gonna bathe twice a week now.
You're gonna take your
I'm
bath twice a
joking,
week?
Linda's a joke, come on. Whether I need it or not.
Okay. Oh, that's like your best. Aren't they once a year like mine?
Yeah, every Saturday,
Yeah.
every March.
So, yeah. I knew a lady would wash her hair twice a year.
Ugh,
The night
yuck.
before she went to the hairdresser, and the hairdresser would wash it that day.
Ugh. Ew.
Twice.
Oh,
When I was a little girl.
that's a terrible story, Linda.
Well, I used to ask my mother, because we had our hair washed back then, once a week, and I said, well, why can't we be like this lady? And my mother would say, you're getting your hair cleaned.
My
So remember,
father was
cleanliness
mortified that my
is
brother
important.
washes his kids'
Now,
hair.
we're going to start with council district activity reports. So I'm going to start over on this side today. Matthew, would you like to go first, please?
What have I been doing? I've been busy with with a lot of illegal dump sites.
Yes.
Been on a lot of calls on that. I want to thank Richie down at Waste Check. He's been awfully busy. And also Greg. They helped out the other day. I think they found a few names and those people are getting notices. But there's an awful lot of illegal dumping going on right now. It's pretty bad.
And we can't figure out why.
Yeah, I don't understand why. We have a transfer station with a pretty helpful staff. I use it quite a bit. And I don't always sort the way I'm supposed to because I'm learning. But they're easy to get along with. They tell me throw it in bucket 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1, and your paint cans go over here. So it's easy to use. It's free. They're open. I guess. What are they getting into, Jeff? Or
They run from 8 o'clock to, I think, 5. And on Saturday, it's 8 a.m. until 12.
yeah, I knew Saturday was 8 to 12. That's when I
I
usually
say
go.
12. It's 12, okay.
And I've been at the Digby's fishing game. We had a meeting there. Talked with the campers. They want to get going this year. We had, as a group, we had sat down over the winter and updated our bylaws and our rules. And it was a good turnout. Everybody was happy, and they're getting ready to gear up for summer. And hopefully, this COVID stuff doesn't interfere too much with it. I didn't hear anything about camping. But I haven't actually heard the whole Dr. Strange thing. Maybe it did come up. But we're trying to get that going. And a little bit of road work. Been hearing a little bit about that. But so far, the roads haven't been too bad. The frost is now out, and it's been pretty good. And just dealing with some 101 stuff. But we've sent a letter off to TIR for that. And that would be. Just trying to think. I got down to the Barton Brighton AGM the other night after I left here, I was there for a few minutes, or 15, 20 minutes, talking with everybody. And that's been about it. There's, like I said, with COVID, there's not much going on, but you try to get out when you can and help when you can, and that's about it. So.
Angela?
I've been just mostly dealing with phone calls as well. I'm trying to get a couple meetings up with the Trail Group in Bear River and trying to meet with the Historical Society in Smith Cove. But other than that, it's just been mostly phone calls about people concerned with the festivals coming up and COVID and some dangers and unsightly, and no complaints about the roads, which I'm surprised because my road's actually really bad. But that's it.
George?
Let's see, we set about to try and get a group time meeting for the Langford Center. A lady from Halifax called me about that, and so we've been, setting up a meeting date for that. Call about taxation, on the taxation bills where people's names had been separated and 2 bills sent instead of 1, so they were just concerned about that. Some road concerns, and I stopped into Electric City and see what they were set up there in the Old Value Foods place, and I was talking to Hal and Stacy for a while, so they're quite excited. They're involved with the Pines, with a show going on at the Pines. 2 has been sold out. The first one got sold out, and so they put on a second one. And Pines are offering like a meal, overnight lodging, and a play for X amount of dollars. I don't know how much it is.
Yeah, I saw it. It was very...
And they're also involved with AF Terrio, who have donated some barbecue pits for the site back in New France, so that people don't have to carry something in there to barbecue with if they want.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Which are a little stronger than your normal barbecue sets, right? These are manufactured at the shipyards.
They welded it up.
I'm sure they did. Yeah.
Right on.
But other than not just my regular meetings, but not getting out too much. So,
Okay, and David?
Food Bank got some new partners that can help me out. They're a little bit better at writing for funds and stuff like that than me, so right on. With that teeth project, I found out that a way to get some government money for it, so that makes things a little easier. I found a spot for a church to have their church, and I just want to throw out, thank God for Freeport. They're always hard-working, good village. They get things done, grab them with both hands, and they're always ready to help. Moment's notice. Just got nothing. And they also have nice things to say about Jeff. They do. Also, housing issues. Housing issues is becoming a problem. Once again, the Freeport Village has been helpful. People are actually quite concerned. I'm going to be doing up a GoFundMe online this weekend, and I'm going to try to talk everybody to donate 1 day's worth of work. So, it's $170 for substitute teaching. I'll just put that in, and then I'm going to hit up the other fishing captains and teachers, whoever. This family is very working class, extremely generous, and always helping people. And they're in a situation where they have to move out of their house. I'm sure everybody's hearing these sorts of stories, but it's quite tragic. And the whole island's upset about it, and we're going to see if we can bring the lot. Also, the village of Freeport was talking about a possibility that could really help that family, also within their own resources. So, always glad about those guys. And what do we got here? Yeah, the village has been asking me questions. TIR, the school kid letters. Yeah, things is going good. There we go. I kept it short. I did on purpose.
Okay.
I
would say since our last council meeting, I've done a few personal things like my mom's 100th birthday, but I also attended a board meeting for the NSAPG to discuss the training for the advisory boards as well as the police boards. So that's still ongoing. I also had a policy meeting with Waste Check and that those will be presented at this coming meeting, which will be by Zoom. So that's how it's going to be. We were looking at in-house or in face-to-face, but that's not going to happen. I attended my first local contract management committee meeting, which was, at this point, I was the only counselor on. It was all CAOs, and they have a little different perspective than counselors. I guess that's the way to say it. It was interesting. We're going to have another upcoming meeting, and the concern is, how much is it going to cost us upcoming? They say the average is 3%, and HRM brought up a few times it was a lot more than 3% this last time, and he sees it being a lot more this coming time, and he was saying, that people should be looking at a higher rate. And she said, well, what we're telling you is it's historic 3%. Up to you if you think it's going to be higher to do it in your budget. Talked about how towns actually see RCMP differently than the rurals.
They're useful and worth the money?
No, towns expect to see them walking around, looking at storefronts,
Expect to see them.
Rurals want you to show up when there's a problem and to do some driving around, but they don't expect to see you every day because you got to mute.
If you call them once a year, you'd think they'd show up.
Yeah. But all I'm saying is, it's this, we, again, and you look at, again, your RCMP is who we're talking about, but you got to remember in this province, we do have municipal police. So it was just the beginning of the discussions, and when the next meeting is. I also attended Senior Day, and it was a lot of fun.
Think of how fun it'll be when you're a senior.
I know, but actually we had Rocky Pie, and you go around and talk and do some stuff, and I always try to tell them that I won the prize, but they never believe it. So this time when I was taking around the, if you won the bingo, that $5 prize or $10 prize, I'd say, in case you don't know, I get half. So I told everyone as I was delivering, I got half. So they said, what do you do at the end of it? I said, I lock you in here, you don't get to leave. But it was just, you're teasing, you're laughing. We had some new people that have gotten out because COVID has kept them in, and they need socialization. I mean, this lady who doesn't even know how to play bingo, we're teaching her how to play bingo. She is probably, I'd say, 80s.
Never played bingo, and they grew up in Digby County. Where they moved from? Some fancy place?
Well, they didn't grow up in Digby County.
They're
from away. But I mean, they've been in Digby.
I bet they can't even run clock.
They've been in Digby County over 50 years, but busy. So I mean, and it's fun because here she is, and the ladies have no problem helping her. Like it's not the end of the world, and it's it's fun. So I will tell you that that's Digby County.
I call bingo for the children's game and adults game. It's at the Legion.
Just so everyone knows, I went to Whale Cove, and I met with 2 sets of residents on concerns are there. I have spoken to the RCMP to tell them there is concerns down there, and they did understand it. So I'm just letting you know there is concerns over land. We had a dark strategic plan on the 17th.
Talking about the 5-year plan? Is that what you're talking about? That quick it was thrown together?
Dark?
Yeah.
You're thinking capital.
Oh, never mind.
Strategic.
Never mind. Sorry, I got mixed up for a previous.
Help me with that.
I was like, wow.
No. That was brought in.
What was it?
Everyone agreed we will be doing a 5-year plan.
Good.
Yeah, it went good. It was a really good one.
The other thing that went really well, I attended the Fire Association meeting with Angela, who was there as our rep. I was there with a carrot.
I heard everyone was mad and Tiverton at Richie because they found out he hadn't gone to they hadn't gone to a meeting in 3 years. Somebody else, that was what they were saying up throughout the village.
I don't know. All we did, emails were sent to everyone that I was going to have the checks there, and the deal
And you
was.
were going to deal with those issues that need to be dealt with. That's a great idea, by the
Well,
way.
no, the deal was we had the firing mutual agreements that need to be signed. So we've still got one person to sign, and I still have one check.
Is it an Islander?
Oh, no.
Oh, good.
It's a different part, but again, and we are asking people, the meetings are 4 times a year. And you don't have to be, except this.
And I'm not there anymore, so there's no reason at all for them not to come with that.
No. But what I'm saying is, it doesn't have to be the chief. The chief can send anybody that's a firefighter in.
I'll tell the chiefs that, actually.
I thought it was only for lieutenant and chief.
It's who you send. So if you send, that was discussed at the meeting.
I'll discuss it.
Prefer, the preferred is the fire chief or the deputy. But guess
Open
what?
up a pretty big can of worms there. You let everybody.
It's only one person can come from the department.
But I
we
think it
need
should be
someone to
limited
come.
to the chief and the lieutenant because you have a lot of volunteers that
don't know nothing, like me.
want to decide what the chief should be doing, and they can cause
That's
a lot
up
of
to the
problems.
chief who they send. It's not up to us.
Yeah, that's true. If the chief sends, yeah,
That comes
that's
from
your
the chief
problem.
and them.
That's true.
They pick the person, whether they pick themselves, the deputy, or somebody else. They do it. So that's what they're saying. It doesn't have to be. So when you attend the meeting, you're there to hear, to listen, and bring back information. There's education stuff going on. There's, things that you need to vote on. So that came out loud and clear to all of them. And on Monday, it was my 46th wedding anniversary, and I had so much fun. I came in here for 2 or 3 hours. I didn't plan on, but I did because I had some work to do. Otherwise, the concern that I am actually hearing in the municipality, I'm hearing from the roads, the litter. They're saying the litter is worse than they've ever seen it. So I'm going to ask you guys to think on this. I would like to see us next year for Earth Day to put out something like, and I would get Waste Check to have bags so that people could come in here and get bags and gloves, whatever, and do a little thing of clean up in front of your yard.
Do your piece.
Yeah, and if you have a neighbor that's elderly and you want to help them, that would be nice.
Yep.
I don't know if we could do it this year because Earth Day is over, but that is the concern. People are saying that they've never seen so much garbage.
Can't we just hire us as pre-primaries? They did a good job.
Did everyone see our Facebook picture?
I haven't got to that yet.
It was awesome.
So, on Thursday night, I asked if a lady could meet with me, and she said, we came over looking for you, Linda, for my pre-primary class. And I said, yes. And she said, we met a very nice young man. And
Thank you, Tyler.
And they said, and a Miranda. So I said, Miranda would have been our clerk. And I said, was his name Tyler Pulley? When she said young man versus the old guy here.
The old Jeff. Jeff got mistaken as a child just the other day.
That's different.
Real nice.
I told you to do that.
Real nice.
So, but I guess because, anyway, and they suggest, they thought that you guys that came up, the two of you, were lovely. They wanted to tell me how much they appreciated how well you interacted with the children and thanked them, and they were super pleased. So I am saying it on camera, and I don't know why I automatically thought Tyler, because when she said young man, I said, sorry, Jeff.
Remember this. I'm going to remember this. You said it was your 100th birthday this month, right? Everybody heard?
Yay, and I look good. But, so I did want to say that as well. So on Thursday night, I already knew, but I knew you were off Friday, so I didn't bother saying anything. I thought tonight will work. So, And the last thing, I just wanted to say that the Scallywag run went on. Myself, I volunteered, and our CAO volunteered, as well as many people in the community. So it was run. I thought there was 80 participants, but they went down to 60 because of the COVID and the rules.
We were lucky to have it at all. We got it in right under the wire.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
So, on saying that, people are concerned about the dirt road.
I have 5 minutes.
That's good.
I know.
That's good. Now, is there anything else anyone want to bring forward?
No.
Would someone like to adjourn the meeting?
So moved?
Is there a second?
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carries.
I even